folks. Are we back? I mean, we teased it before. We went away again, and now we're back. I guess. I guess we're just not dumb anymore. I have no idea, but yeah, we're back now. So hopefully this stays. Kevin, how are you doing?
Well, hopefully it stays. I enjoy it. It's just busy, just to say the least. Just busy finding time. It's hard. But yeah, it's doing well. I mean, working with 4-year-olds is really fun. So, uh, don't have energy at the end of the day to do absolutely anything. We're supposed to meet at 7:30, and then you got a phone call. I was like, no big deal. I mean, you got to work and stuff. But then like you texted me, and I was just like, dude, I'm tired. I don't know, man. 8:20. I don't know. 8:20 is like a slow down time in this house and getting ready for bed. Um, so, but yeah, here we are. We'll be fine. It's
Yeah, we'll
fun.
just run through everything real quick. Okay, so as we both know, this was not a good weekend for us.
Yeah.
Bills travel to London and lose. Um, I'll go ahead and start. This is something I knew was going to happen, but at the same time, it's like I can't. I don't want to go against the Bills. I mean, when when you have a team over there, why the hell? Like they're going to be acclimated to the stuff. They're going to be acclimated to everything, so they're gonna they're gonna have the advantage. I didn't think they'd have that much of an added advantage to though, and lo and behold, 25-20.
Yeah, I agree. The advantage thing is a problem. It was a test the NFL gonna ran that they ran. I mean, I'm just not happy that it was a test that it ran on the Bills. That being said, that wasn't helpful or anything. It wasn't. I mean, and was it that much of an advantage? Yeah, but did it seem like if you didn't watch the game, you just saw the score? Was it? Did it look like an advantage? I mean, the Jags won by 5 points. Josh Allen threw over 365 yards. So like if you put that together, it's not like a bad game. It just was off. And for a team when they lose, that they only lose by one possession most of the time. And so you were able to nitpick all the things that happened. You could talk about the Jordan Poyer hit. That was frustrating. It was a bang bang play. Sean McDermott said himself in the press conference that it looked like Jordan Poyer was trying to brace himself, protect himself. Um, you have the two penalties by Ed Oliver in the red zone, gave him two first downs. You have the most least penalized defense go out and get 11 penalties. That is somewhat a ridiculous thing to say. To mention, Osiris Torrance, I think has been great. If you were a Bills fan and you didn't hear anything about your rookie offensive tackle, that means he's doing great.
Guard.
Guard, you're right, guard. That means he's doing great. If you don't hear anything about him, it means he's not getting penalties, and that's a good thing. And he had two huge penalties last on Sunday too. So it was just an off game, and as Bills fans, we get one or two of those a year. So maybe that's it. We had the Jets game. I really wouldn't say it's an off game. It was the first game of the season. Jets have really good defense. It was just a weird game. Aaron Rodgers wasn't supposed to go down. Just overall was just odd. Maybe we take this as our one weird game of the year, and we roll from it and just build from there. And we're back against the Giants, and the Giants are not a good team. The injuries are very scary with Matt Milano out and Settle and
Daquan Jones. They just piled up. We had the unnamed Bills player said, "Yeah, we played on effing concrete." So, I mean, where are we at with that? Are we complain about turf. This is what was funny. We complained about turf all. It's been a debate since at least COVID. I will maybe not before then, but I know since COVID because I remember when Raheem Mostert went down in week 2 of that year, the talks ramped up for how bad the MetLife turf is. Why is Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where you want these games to be played at, why is it turf?
they threw turf over top of a grass field. And I heard two different reports when I was listening to WGR over the weekend. A fan came on and said that it was the NFL's choice to put the turf down, and on the people talking on WGR mentioned that it was um, the owners did not want them to ruin the field. Either way, I mean, you're paying how much money to go play over there? It should be on a decent field. Um, so that's just ridiculous. And I mean, you can fix a grass field. I mean, they do it in Arizona weekly. Arizona pulls out their field, pulls out their grass, and they do it weekly. So it's not. I mean, all grass fields get fixed in 7 days. So an excuse, and NFL wants all this money, but with these London games and these international games, but won't do things that will protect the players by spending a little bit extra money to just make sure that the field surface is safe and playable.
Yeah, as you said with the Giants this week, NBC for the first time in NFL history, the you have a team go 4 primetime games in the first 6 weeks, and perhaps they could go 0-4 in all of them.
I did not know that stat. That's very interesting. That is a very much so the NFL jumping on a team that squeezed in the playoffs last year, hoping for high hopes. I, among a lot of other people, probably assumed the Giants would have started at least a little bit better than they have. Um, but I think this is probably a game similar to Commanders, similar to Raiders, where we see Josh Allen for 3 quarters, and then we see the other Allen for the last quarter. That's just another prediction. Their offense is pretty lackluster, especially if Saquon isn't playing. I was happy with how Dorian Williams came in and substitute for Matt Milano. Kaiir Elam played garbage, but he also was benched for the first 4 games of the season, so maybe he needs a little bit more. And he's also facing a good wide receiver squad. I mean, Calvin Ridley's fast. I mean, he's probably not a true number one, but he's not going to be facing a Calvin Ridley type of player this week. So hopefully that's a little bounce back and game speed. Game speed is different than it's game speed that he had to travel around the world to get to the game. So maybe we'll just hope that game speed's back and maybe being on back in U.S. soil that it might be a little bit easier for him to get back into the game. Who knows? Well, I mean, Sunday will come around. It'll be fine. We'll see what happens.
And we'll move on to the next swing of things as we have the NHL. They had their first game today. The Lightning beat the Predators. I almost said the Thrashers, which they haven't had a team in like 10 years. The Lightning beat the Predators 5-3 just before we went on the air. The Penguins are. You said they were up 1-0 already on
Yeah, they're
the
one
Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. I'm very curious about the games being played. Predators are not a good team last year. Um, Penguins didn't make the playoffs, and the Blackhawks won the lottery. And I'm sure that's probably why they're playing tonight because you have the Connor Bernard kid playing. But these games should be entertaining, right? The third game, I have no issues about. You have the Stanley Cup champions facing Seattle Kraken. Those are both good teams in the West. So I mean, that game I'm all for. Lightning, absolutely. Lightning has been one of the most consistent teams the past 5, 6, 7 years. But Nashville and then Chicago and Penguins, I'm a little question on. But whatever floats the NHL's boat. But more importantly, just the Sabres excitement. Um, we talked about the draft. The player that the Sabres wanted fell to him. They were talking about how this player could, in other drafts, could be a top 5 pick. He dropped to, I believe, was the ninth pick. I think it was a ninth pick. I believe he was a ninth pick in the draft, and they were able to pick him up, and he made the roster. Zach Benson is on the roster this year. I'm sure it's helpful with his current situation with the EHL, where he either has to go back to Canada or play, or he has to be in the NHL. The AHL is not an option based on his contract, so I think that made it a little bit easier for the Sabres to make the decision to keep him up on the roster. I feel like if he had a choice to make it to the AHL, if he could play a year in Rochester, I think that ultimately would have been the best opportunity. But he'll start Thursday night with JJ Paterka being out. There's a huge second, third line position available for him to play. I'm curious on what the lines are gonna be. That being said, you have the goalie trio. I don't know what was decided besides Devin Levi. Devin Levi looked very ugly on Friday. His save percentage, I think, was like 8.5, 850, which is really, really bad. Poor. UPL played the previous two nights, and his save percentage are in the 800s too. So again, not great. On the goalies front, I think Devin Levi. I don't think I don't think it's the goalie. I think it's the defense. But in preseason, you're not playing the Johnsons. You're not playing Samuelson. You're not playing Darlene and Owen and Yoki Haru. You're not playing all those players together uh, night in night out in the preseason. So once the defense gets together and gets a couple of games in a row together, I think that will be better. And then Darlene signed an 8-year, $11 million per year contract. Huge for Buffalo. He said in his interviews that he wants to be nowhere but Buffalo, which is means a lot to a fan of the Sabres because you don't hear that often. You don't. You have Kyle Poso come back, and Tate and then Alex Tuck were really your first three players that come out and say, "This is where I want to be." You don't see that, so it says something that's changing in the locker room, in the city, and the team. It's good for that. What about you for the Sabres? Any thoughts, aspirations, excitements?
I mean, I just saw that the EA Sports NHL posted their season sim, and they've got the Sabres in the Eastern Conference Finals. So
Ooh.
I think that not that that's actually going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think they should absolutely make the playoffs this year. Knock on wood. I think make some progress. I mean, they were 1 point off from making it last year. They were
They're,
one
they're
knee
one
kick away.
they're one kick away. Yeah.
One knee kick away. They're one
It wasn't one.
offsides against the
Yeah,
Panthers away.
eight.
I mean, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but it's gonna hopefully happen this year.
Oh yeah, I believe with the way the division's cracking up, Penguins didn't get much better. Leafs didn't get much better. Capitals aren't better. Devils are the same. Rangers are the same. Bruins got another year older. Tampa got another year older. So all these teams that have been running the East are now older. So this should allow the younger, faster, more skilled players of Buffalo come in and sweep in a spot. Should be
But
very
to that point, they are the youngest team in the NHL. 25 and a half is the average age of the Sabres right now. Does that concern you at all, knowing that hey, they're the young team, they don't have the experience?
I mean, it could be a concern a little bit, but I think if it was a totally new roster and you brought in 6, 7 new players, that would concern me. But last year and towards February and March, they had like a 7 or 8 game skid where they didn't get a single point. I feel like that was a huge learning curve for those players. The the Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins, JJ Paterka, Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power, Jack Quinn, all those players learned that you can't have those kinds of skids. And so, if you're talking about a new team with lots of new faces, I would say, yeah, I would be a little more worried. But they are a young team, but they have those veteran presence. Those veteran presence hasn't really made it anywhere, to be fair. Jeff Skinner has a couple playoff appearances when he's back in Carolina. Alex Tuck in Vegas, Kyle Oposo, Gergensen didn't do anything when he was in Buffalo. Johnson, when we signed him from Colorado, he won a cup. So those players that have had the experience, I think, will help tremendously. But I'm not concerned with the age. Um, as long as we can stay healthy, I believe the age is going to be beneficial. The speed's going to be beneficial. Because I mean, what? Alex Ovechkin, what was like 43?
I don't think he's that old.
Is he not that old? Alexa, how old is Alex Ovechkin? Oh, he's 38. So I was wrong. I was a couple years off.
Or not.
Sidney Crosby's old,
43, huh? 43. You
Sidney
can see the
Crosby-
production value is very high for the show, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not worried. I think the thing that worries me most is the Sabres are truly and honestly dying on the hill or the shoulders of Devin Levi. If he is not able to win half the amount of games that UPL or Alex Comrie or Anderson lost last year, then we're going to be in a very similar situation where a couple points out. So the fact that we are standing on a rookie goalie's shoulders who has the whole city of Buffalo's hopes in his pad, his stick, his leg pads, and his blocker and glove. That's really what we need as a team to make the playoffs. So as long as he can do what everyone believes he can, then we could be a threat. We could be a Devils team that goes in the playoffs and causes problems. The Panthers team that goes in and causes problems. They could be that team.
Very well, good. Now, from the start of one season to the end of another, we have the MLB playoffs. Kevin, have you been following these at all?
Absolutely not. I
All
saw
right.
the Texans scored.
Texans,
Texans, right?
Texas Rangers,
Rangers. The Rangers scored more points on
Sunday.
Sunday than the Cowboys did. I saw that. The Cowboys had 10 points and the Rangers had 11 runs. I saw that. That's the extent that I saw.
Yeah, Rangers are actually up 6-0 right now. They could put away the Orioles if they win this game. Earlier today, we had the Houston Astros against the Minnesota Twins. Houston unfortunately won. They're up 2-1. And in the NL side, the Dodgers are one loss away from being eliminated. And Atlanta and Philly, they're tied at 1. Neither one of those 4 teams play until tomorrow. Go Phillies, that's all I gotta say. Now, Kevin, this is something you brought up earlier, or you brought up to me, and you made me think. And mine's a little tough. This is tough for me.
I feel like this is a good start, and I think next week we maybe do NFL, and the week after we do NHL, and then maybe we go back to WWE, and just this is something that I enjoy a lot. One of my huge beefs with WWE is they get to basically pick and choose who they want to push to the moon, and sometimes they don't pick correctly, and sometimes they do. But these are those wrestlers pushing to the moon. But enjoyed whether or not it was a good wrestler or a wrestler just on comedic relief. So my first forgotten wrestler was Ezekiel Jackson, last ECW champion. When ECW ended, he was the last one. He took it out. He ended an era of ECW that was not very good, but he ended it. And his run after ECW didn't last very long at all. Yeah, no, not at all. That's my first forgotten wrestler.
This is probably gonna be the only one you actually agree with me on. I'm gonna go Evan Bourne.
I thought of Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne, like that's one of the ones that I go to, and I'm just like, they could have pushed him to the moon, but didn't. And that's I had him. I thought about him. That was my first wrestler I thought of was Evan Bourne. But I was like, no, I can't do Evan Bourne. He's too. I mean, he's not mainstream. But when you think of forgotten wrestlers, that's the first one that I think of as Evan Bourne. So that's why I had to keep going. But I do agree. My number two, do you remember Yoshitatsu?
Not really. That should tell you something.
Oh, you don't remember Yoshitatsu? Oh my goodness. Uh Yoshitatsu was basically the comic relief. He was the guy that got squashed. Tiny little Japanese wrestler. Yes, Yoshitatsu. I don't really know if he might have held tag team champions, but he really did not hold anything else in WWE. Not much at all. And who's your number two?
I almost screwed this up and said the wrong name. I'm gonna go. I don't care. Everyone can hate me, but she was so damn hot. Eva Marie. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't like the issues that everyone had with Eva Marie. Like, I didn't think that she was that bad in the ring. I feel like if Total Divas wasn't a thing, then she wouldn't have gotten such a bad rap. They just had cameras on them all the time.
No, I don't think. I think her being a Total Divas actually helped her. The fact of the matter is that she had a lot of botches. She was a more fit Nia Jax, if you can say that.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Maybe I agree with your comment that you made to begin with. So maybe that's why I was so pro Eva Marie. Was just based on that. But no, that's a good one, and I liked how they even tried to bring her back too. Oh man, I have two that I want to do now. I'm gonna do another extra one. All right, Festus. Festus from Jesse and Festus. Do you remember that?
Yes, I'm trying to. He came back, didn't he?
Yeah, he is a
Luke
part of.
Gallows.
He's Luke Gallows. Yes, he's Luke Gallows.
Was not really forgotten. He's still there.
Okay, yeah, but Festus was the one where you have to ring the bell for him to wake up. Yes, yes, the things that the Miz and John Morrison did. Oh, I just saw that on TikTok not too long ago, where they would just play with him in the ring with the bell. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. All right, who's your third and final
I'm
one?
gonna change it up because I was gonna do another joking one, but the fact of the matter is she was just released last month or two ago. But I believe this guy, who's probably gonna come back now, I'm gonna go Bo Dallas.
Yeah, he was on Believe. Yeah, there's a lot of gimmicks that he did. Yes, I like that. I like
And
that. I hope they do. I hope they do. I think it's sad that what happened is why he's coming back.
Yeah.
That's more sad than anything. I just wish that they took the idea when they were given it and actually used it and elevated it. But now it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. I mean, it's not the same. I hope it's great. I hope it's great. I really do. Um, I guess I got another one, but Tyson Kidd. Remember Tyson Kidd?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Tyson Kidd.
Until he got injured and hurt his neck, and now he can't do it. He can't perform in the ring.
Yep. All right, so I think the last segment, I see this on TikTok quite a bit. So I think we're gonna try it out. So it's a little bit different scenario. So you have to name this NFL player by answering random trivia questions. These aren't very tricky, but they can be. Every question you get right, you get to find out some details about this player. So the first question, let me have it over here. All right, we're gonna start nice and easy. Okay.
Probably not gonna be that nice and easy.
No, it's fine. Steve Harvey is a game host. What is the show called?
Family Feud. I thought these were about to be sports questions. What the hell is this?
No. These are just random trivia questions. Okay. This player is in the NFC.
NFC. Okay.
All right. I had a good one. All right. Another easy one. What is the name of the musical artist who sings the song "Watermelon Sugar"?
Is it Harry Styles?
You're right. Okay. They are in the NFC North.
All right, NFC North.
Okay. This is where it's gonna get a little trickier. We'll do one more easy one. Okay. Which country gifted the U.S. a Statue of Liberty?
It's France.
All right. The team, the Vikings. Um,
Hold on, can I take a stab at it now of what player it is?
sure.
I don't think you go with the obvious, but there's another one. This does not conclude. If it's right, it's right, unless.
Okay. All right.
But the only sense is if it's right. Is it Harrison Smith?
No.
Okay.
Which city hosted the Summer Olympics in 2012?
London.
Okay. They are an offensive player. Last question.
There should be two more.
No, there's only 5 questions.
Oh, okay.
Which next, if you get it right. How many bones are there in a human body?
Do I say the joke answer or the real answer? 206.
206, that's correct. It's a running back. Running back for the Vikings. He's on a phone call right now. He's important work stuff. But that being said, it is an NFC player in the NFC North. Their team is the Vikings. They play offense. The position is a running back. Those are the clues and hints that he is given to be able to guess this random NFL player. Today, it's an interesting one that you got all the questions right. So clearly next week I need to get harder questions because this was way too easy. I was hoping that he would have been able to get one of these questions wrong, but he didn't. He got every single one correct. But while we wait here, let's figure out what other things is there. Okay. Okay, here's one. In the U.S. version of The Office, what is the city that they live in? Good answer.
Sorry about that.
No.
It's a running back.
All right, yeah, it's a running back.
The obvious answer is there, but I don't think you do it. But the flip side of the coin, I don't know any other running backs for the Vikings.
Oh. This might be tricky then.
I hate you. I remember Alexander Madison.
No, it's Cam Akers.
Oh, you stupid asshole.
He just got traded there. I would have thought you would have had a 50-50 chance, but you forgot that he was even on the team.
Yep, I did.
I like that. I like the segment.
It goes to show you how trash he's been.
Yeah, I like this segment a lot.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, we'll be back next week, and oh man, who's gonna get dick next week? Find out later.
I don't know. All right. Let's do one more trivia question, okay?
Wait, what do you mean? I thought that was it.
Well, now I just want to see. All right, this is the question. What did the Sorting Hats in Harry Potter almost send Harry to which house? Which house did the Sorting House almost send him to?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I know you don't watch Harry Potter. I knew that wasn't. That's why I didn't ask that question. All right. Well, I was impressed with all the other ones. Some of these other questions: what sports does Cristiano Ronaldo play?
What the hell are you looking up?
Okay, here's a tough question. What is the rarest blood type?
It's not. It's AB positive.
Wrong. Negative.
Damn it! I had it partially right.
Yeah, I'm not good at these. I would fail. Where is the Great Barrier Reef located?
Australia.
Oi, oi, oi.
Okay, save these for next week. Maybe you can get me again. But
Okay, all right.
all right, final thought. Not final thoughts, but I'm gonna bring up one more thing. NASCAR playoffs down to the final 8. TR still there, boy. TR still there. But we said goodbye to Brett Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, and who was the last one?
Um,
Ross Chastain. That's right, Ross Chastain. So finally, let's go TR.
yeah, NASCAR's gonna end soon. Can't drive in the snow. It's not safe.
4 weeks to go.
It's not safe. Oh, 4 weeks.
All right, Kevin.
Pretty close.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah, I believe that was it. That was it.
All right, well, folks, thank you for joining us. Sorry for the little, not incident, but the little phone call I got there. But work is work, and I want to get paid. So,
Makes sense.
all right, well, hopefully we'll be back next week. No promises, because Kevin does not like to keep schedule.
Yeah, I'm not. I like to admit that I keep a good schedule, but I really don't.
But we're out. Good night.